Have you ever thought that practicing Buddhism simply means bowing before a statue, lighting incense, or chanting a few mantras? Have you ever asked yourself, why, despite all my prayers, do I still feel burdened, frustrated, or emotionally unstable? Is it possible that what we often call spiritual practice is just ritual on the outside without any real transformation within? Welcome back to the channel, where we explore the true meaning of spiritual life beyond the surface. Today we dive into a simple yet deeply confronting truth. Real practice is not about worship, it's about inner warfare. It's about fighting the silent, sneaky parts of yourself. Let me ask you, have you ever tried to be calm, only to explode in anger a few minutes later? Have you prayed for peace, but then found yourself jealous of someone's success just hours afterward? This disconnect is the core of what today's video is all about. Because learning the Dharma is not merely about reading sutras or performing rituals, it's about confronting yourself, and that's the hardest part. Let's begin with a story. A man named Lin had been a Buddhist for over 20 years. His home was filled with scriptures, statues, and incense. He had a separate room just for his altar. Every morning and evening, he would chant and bow for an hour. To outsiders, he looked like a deeply devout practitioner. But his wife and children saw a different man. He was short-tempered. He shouted when things didn't go his way. He rarely smiled. He judged others harshly and never admitted fault. One day, a visiting monk asked him, "Hey brother Lin, your devotion is admirable, but tell me, has your heart become more patient in these 20 years?" In pause, the monk continued, "Have you become kinder to your family, or tolerant of others' mistakes, or joyful in daily life?" Lin was silent. And the monk said gently, "Then you are bowing to a statue, not to the Buddha." That moment shattered Lin's illusion. Because here's the truth, the Buddha doesn't live on your altar. The Buddha lives in how you respond to anger, to fear, to desire, to discomfort. If you can bow to your ego, your selfishness, your judgments, then bowing to the Buddha outside will never awaken the Buddha inside. Let's explore what real practice looks like. Real practice begins the moment you feel irritated and you choose not to react. It deepens when you want to gossip and choose silence. It expands when you are humiliated and respond with compassion instead of revenge. It blossoms when you realize that no one else is your enemies but your untrained mind. The greatest obstacle on the path is not society, it's not your job, it's not even your past karma. It's you. It's the you that refuses to let go of grudges. It's the you that seeks control. It's the you that resists change. The Buddha didn't just teach us to worship him, he taught us to transform ourselves. He said it, the one may conquer 1,000 men in battle. The greatest warrior conquers himself. The battlefield is not outside, it's inside. Now, let's look at some of the core ways we avoid real practice. Confusing ceremony with transformation. Lighting incense is not purification if your heart still burns with hatred. Chanting mantras is not healing if your speech still wounds others. The real mantra is your kindness, your honesty, your humility, blaming others for your pain. How often have you thought how I would be peaceful if they didn't stress me out? But spiritual maturity begins when you realize that external chaos only exposes your internal instability. Seeking results instead of practicing presence. We pray and expect miracles. We meditate and expect peace. But the point is not to get something. The point is to become someone calmer, wiser, freer. Let me share another story. A young woman named Mai had a habit of blaming her emotions on others. My boyfriend makes me angry. My boss makes me anxious. My parents make me feel guilty. One day she met a teacher who said, "No one makes you feel anything. They only trigger what's already inside you." He began practicing mindfulness, journaling her reactions. Slowly she realized that her anger came from insecurity, her anxiety from control issues, her guilt from unhealed childhood wounds. As he faced these demons, they lost their power. That is real practice. Now you might ask her, but how do I start overcoming myself? Here are 5 simple yet powerful daily practices. Observe before reacting. When a strong emotion arises, pause, take one breath. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? This moment of observation is your first act of mastery. Speak less, listen more. Your tongue reveals your mind. Practice silence. When you speak with intention and not impulse. Words are seeds, plant wisely. Serve without expecting. Every time you help someone without needing thanks, you burn karma. Every time you give freely, your ego shrinks. True giving is liberation. Accept discomfort as a teacher. Pain reveals your attachment. Instead of fleeing, ask, what is this teaching me? A discomfort is the Buddha's whisper. Reflect daily. Before sleep, ask yourself, did I act with kindness? Did I fall into ego? Where did I wake up today? Self-reflection is your mirror to progress. Let's remember, Buddha did not promise a problem-free life. He taught us how to stop creating suffering within problems. You will still have bills to pay, conflicts to face, aging to endure, but your response can change everything. The difference between a practitioner and a non-practitioner is not the road, but is the us. So next time you feel anger, remember this is your battlefield. Next time you feel jealousy, remember this is your test. Next time you feel judged, remember this is your opportunity to grow. Because in Buddhism, victory doesn't mean beating others, it means beating your lower self. And that, dear friends, is why bowing to Buddha is only the beginning. Real bow happens each time you surrender your pride, your fear, your false identity, and rise as someone wiser. Thank you for watching this video. If this message touched your heart, let us know in the comments what part of yourself are you ready to overcome. Your journey matters, your awakening matters, your effort matters. Like, comment, and subscribe for more teachings that light the path inward, where the real Buddha waits for your return.